So these are topic tests that have been designed to help you gauge a level of preparation. Uh, the idea behind these topic tests will be you attempt, or once you've practiced a topic, you take these tests to understand how you're able to identify questions in terms of a timed exam and whether you're able to do those questions or not. Secondly, once you have done the test, only then look at this video so that you get a perspective of which questions you can look at or try to solve the questions like I would do it in the exam. And if you like the tests, there are more than 200 topic tests available on the Android app. When I say like, I mean if they're useful. And on the Bodhee Prep Android app, there are more than 200 such tests available. Uh, the app link is in the description below, so make sure you download the app and make use of the tests that are available for you. This video is about profit loss discount topic. Test number 2 is mentioned in the app. Overall, this test was probably moderate level of difficulty, and an attempt of about 6 to 7 questions would be a good attempt, would definitely get you a 95 percentile. And idle time would be 19 to 22 minutes because there were questions or calculations were a little less intensive in this test. If we look at the questions, for example, the first question says, Mindzone, an e-commerce company, is giving a 20% cashback on purchases worth 1,000 or above made on its website, mindzone.com. That is when you purchase 3,000 rupees, you will get, on 1,000, we are getting 20 rupees, 200 rupees, 20%. So on 3,000, we'll get 600 rupees. If Rajnath has rupees 10,000 with him, what is the maximum value of products which he can buy on mindzone.com? Now, the first instinct is on 10,000 rupees, he will get 20%, 2,000 rupees. Then you can use this 2,000 rupees. On this, you'll get 400 rupees. So a total of 10,000, 2,000 and 4,000. 16,000 can be done. 12,400 can be done. But unfortunately, that is not the right answer. This is wrong. See, basically what happens is, at this point, we get 400 rupees, which is not the maximum value that we can get. Basically, we would want to have an amount of 1,000 in the end, from which we get 200 rupees, and that would be the maximum that you can go to. So what I'm saying is, to start off, this is wrong. To start off from 10,000, we use X amount. On the remaining 10,000 minus X, so on this we get 20% off. We combine these two amounts and then use them so that we have 1,000 rupees as 20% off. Or somehow this amount is 5,000 rupees. So on that we get 20% cashback, which is 1,000, and on that 1,000 we get 20% again. This is what we want to do. So what I'm saying is, if we invest X rupees from 1,000, or we use X rupees to buy on mindzone.com first, we will get 20% of X as cashback, plus 1,000 minus X is remaining. If somehow this is equal to 5,000 rupees, we can get another 1,000, and then on that 1,000, another 200 rupees. Now, this means 0.2x plus 1,000 minus X is equal to 5,000, which means 0.8x, taking X here, 0.2x here, 5,000 left here, 0.8x will come out to 5,000, which means X comes out to 5,000 upon 0.8. This will be 8 6 are 48, 206250. 8 6 are 48, 208 2 are 16, 408 5 are 40, 6250 rupees. So if we buy items worth 6250 on Mindzone, we will get 20% of 6250, which will be 1250, 1/5. Also, since we have used 6250 rupees, 3750 rupees are left. 10,000 minus 6250. Now we combine these two rupees and buy goods worth 5,000 rupees. So first we have bought goods worth 6250, then we buy goods worth 5,000. On this we get 1,000 rupees cashback, 20% 1/5. So we use this to buy again, we get 20%, 200 cashback, and then we again use this to buy goods worth 200 rupees. So the total amount that we have is 6250 plus 5,000 plus 1,000 plus 200. This will come out to 0, 5, 4, 6, 5, 11, 12. 12450 as opposed to 12400 that we had earlier. So the maximum amount possible is 12450. Right? if in terms of level of difficulty, this is a difficult question, unless we know what, when almost a question which is like a puzzle, unless we know what to do, it is not something that you should look to solve in the examination. If you have done it earlier or similar questions earlier, then probably 2.5 to 3 minutes to solve the question. Cost per ounce of an acid A has a linear relationship. Now, what is a linear relationship? Y is equal to mx plus c. This is a linear relationship. Relationship means there would be a constant as well, which is independent of y and x. And y and x here are linearly related. So, using this concept, we can say cost is equal to constant A into concentration plus constant B. Linear relationship between cost and concentration. Cost per ounce is 98 of 98% A is 590. So cost is 590 when concentration is 98, and cost is 200 when concentration is 20. 98% concentration means cost 590. 20% concentration means cost 200. Now what we can do is we can solve these two equations to get the value of A and B. So we will get an equation for cost, the value of A, concentration plus value of B. Once we have values here, just put the concentration, we'll get the cost. That can be done. Or directly this can be managed. What we can say is, now here if we compare these two, decrease of 78% in concentration means decrease of 390 in cost. And therefore, if we divide by 39, 2% decrease in concentration means we're dividing with 39. 10 rupees decrease in cost, and vice versa. Now I have to go from 98% to 56%, which means a decrease of 98 minus 56, which is 42%. So a decrease of 42% would mean decrease of 2% means rupees 10. 2 into 21 is 42. Therefore, here decrease of rupees 21 into 10, 210 will happen. So from 590, a decrease of 210 will lead to a price of 590 minus 210, which is 380. So 56% will have a price of 380. From 90 to 20% decrease of 78, price decrease by 390. Divide by 39, 2% decrease means price reduction of 10. From 98 to 56, decrease is 42. 2% corresponds to 10. 42% will correspond to 210. So subtract 210 from 590 to get the answer as 380. Again, I'd say a moderate level of question. If we know how to work with linear relationship, we'll be able to solve this. The attempt time in that case, once you know what to do, would be about 2.5 minutes. An electronic dealer marks up an LCD by 30%, offers a discount of 15 on the mark price. He further gives a discount of 400 to a customer, makes a profit of 1700. What is the mark price of the TV? So what we can do here is cost price, selling price, marked price. This is increased by 30% to get here. From here, there's a discount of 15%. Some price is achieved. Further 400 rupees discount is given, we get the selling price. And on this price, the profit is 1700 rupees. Since rupees values is given, I'm not using the formula PMND for PMND. What I'm doing is I'm assuming the cost price to be 100x. 30% of 100 is 30. So mark price will be 130x. On this, we give first 15% discount. 15% of 130 is 15 upon 100 into 130. 0, 0, 5 3s are 5 2s are 313, 39 by 2, 19.5. And therefore, this price will be 130x minus 19.5x. So 1 0.5, 129, 130, 0.5x. From this, we further reduce 400 rupees. So selling price becomes 110.5x minus 400. Selling price is 110.5x minus 400. And we know that selling price is nothing but cost price plus profit. We get a equation in x. 110 minus 100. 10.5x is equal to 1700 plus 400, 2100. X is equal to 2100. 10.5, I'm writing 105. Since one decimal is removed, so I multiply by 10 in the numerator. 105 into 2 will be 210. So this entire 20. X becomes 200, which means cost price will be 200 into 100 or 20,000. This increased by 30%. 30% of 20,000 will be 6,000. 3 2 are 6. Mark price will come out to 26,000. 26,030. What is the mark price of the TV? 26,000 becomes the answer. Again, in questions like these, always read the last line once, because what can happen is, since I've taken X here, the moment I get 20,000, I might be inclined to mark 20,000, move on, which will obviously give me the wrong answer. In terms of level of difficulty, I'd say easy to medium level of difficulty. The calculation might be a little time taking, otherwise not very difficult. About 2.5 minutes to get this question done with. The percentage profit earned by selling an article at 1920 is equal to the percentage loss incurred by selling the same article for 1280. At what price should the article be sold to make a profit of 25%? Now, if we look at the prices as being cost price, one price is 1920, one price is 1280. Cost price says X. It says percentage profit here is the same as percentage loss. Percentage profit, suppose P% profit, L% loss. P% is given to be equal to L%. P% will be nothing but 1920 minus X upon X into 100. L% for 1280 will be 128 X minus 1280 loss upon cost price into 100. Since profit and loss are calculated on the same price, profit percent being equal to loss percent will mean profit is equal to loss. And therefore, 1920 minus X profit when the article is sold for 1920 will be the same as loss when it is sold for 1280, X minus 1280, which gives us 2X as 1920 plus 28. So 2000, 3200, or X becomes 1600. It should be noted here that the difference between these two values will be the double of the distance between any of these. That is 1920 minus 1280 was 640. Since the difference is 640 and the loss and profit is same, the difference has to be 320 on each side. So you could also, instead of writing all of this, directly say profit percent is equal to loss percent, which means profit is equal to loss. The difference between the two prices at which it is being sold is 640, which means 320, half of 640 on each side. 1920 minus 320 gives us 1600 directly. That could be a faster way of solving this question. In any ways, this is not where we have to stop. The question further asks, at what price should it be sold to make a profit of 25%? Cost price is X, profit percent is 25%, which is 1 by 4. 1 by 4 of 1600 will be 400, and therefore selling price required is cost price plus profit, which is 2000 rupees. Option A becomes the answer. Overall, I'll say easy question, because if you've practiced profit loss discount, you would have come across a very similar question or similar questions, and therefore doable. Also, if done properly, can be finished off in less than a minute and a half. A merchant marks up the cost of cloth by 30%, gives a discount of 20 on the marked price to all his customers. What is his profit or loss percentage in winters when the meter scale shrinks by 10% due to cold? Now, one way is that we know the markup is 30%, discount is 20%, so this will be a negative change. And because of the meter scale shrinking, since it shrinks by 10%, a meter scale which should read 100 centimeters will keep reading 100 centimeters, but it will be 10% shorter. So instead of 100 centimeters, it will measure only 90 centimeters. So in this case, the shopkeeper will charge for 100 centimeters, but will give away only 90 centimeters worth of cloth. So profit here will be 10 upon 90 into 100, which is 1 by 9 or 11.11. So because of the faulty measure, the profit will be 11.11%. We take these values and two at a time, put them in the successive percentage formula to get the value, and that will be the answer. I am doing this with every step. So what I'm saying is, When the meter scale shrinks, it will measure only 90 centimeters, whereas it will show 100 centimeters. Assuming that the price is rupees 1 per centimeter for cloth, the cost price for the seller will be 90 centimeters, but he will demand a selling price for 100 centimeters. What will be his selling price? Ideally, it should have been 100 rupees, but he marks up the price. So instead of 100 rupees, he will mark up the price by 30%, which means he'll say it is worth 130, and on this he will give a discount of 20%. 20% of 130 will be 26, and therefore the net selling price that the shopkeeper will charge is 130 minus 26, which is 104. Therefore the cost price for the shopkeeper for 90 centimeters is rupees 90. The selling price he'll get is 104. Hence profit earned will be 14 rupees, 104 minus 90, on a base of 90 into 100. So this is what we are supposed to solve. 140 upon 9. 9 ones are 9. 9 fives are 45. 5 are 15.55555% from the options. Profit of 15.56 becomes the answer. Now, in terms of level of difficulty, I'd say a medium sort of or moderate level of difficulty has the three concepts and can be done either ways. I think solving time, as you can see, about 2 minutes should be good enough to get this question done. A had a certain amount of money, B had 7 times the amount of money A had. A bought a certain number of gold coins and was left with 1/3 of the cost of gold coin. Suppose cost of gold coin is equal to 3x, rupees 3x. And A ends up buying A gold coins. So what is the amount with A? Amount with A will be he or she buys A gold coins, which will cost A into 3x, and then is left with 1/3 the cost of a gold coin. Since the cost of gold coin is 3x, 1/3 of that will be x. And therefore, the amount with A is 3ax plus x. What will be the amount with B therefore? B has 7 times the amount of A. So 7 into 3ax plus x, which is 21ax plus 7x. Now, B bought as many gold coins as he could and found that he had 7,500 rupees more. He could have bought one more gold coin. If he had 7,500 more, he could have bought one more gold coin. Find the cost of each gold coin. Now, 21ax. If B goes to buy coins from here, because the cost of gold coin is 3x, he can get 7a. I divide this by 3x, so 7a coins from here. Plus here he can get 2 gold coins and he will be left with x rupees. So 7a coins here, 2 coins here, B will be able to buy and will be left with x rupees. The question says he already has x rupees. If he had 7,500 rupees more, he would have been able to buy another gold coin. If he had 7,500 more, so x he's left with. If he has 7,500 more, he could buy one more gold coin. So we can say x plus 7,500 is the price of a gold coin, which is 3x. So 2x is equal to 7,500, which means find the cost of each gold coin. 7,500 divided by 2 will be x. Cost of gold coin is 3x. Therefore, 7,500 by 2 into 3. Into 3, half of 7,500 is 3,750. 3,750. 3,750 into 3 essentially. So 3,750 into 3, which is 0, 5, 7, 3 21, 2 to 11,250. So 3x on the cost of gold coin comes out to 11,250. Option C. Right. Now, solving step by step, the question might look easy, but when you're looking at this question first time, I'd say moderate to high level of difficulty for the simple reason that it has the concept of remainders as well. What is the money left? So almost a puzzle type of a question. So I'd say moderate to difficult, but once you've cracked this question, it will not take more than 2 minutes to solve. By selling an article at a discount of 25%, the shopkeeper gets rupees 16 less as profit than by selling it at 16 2/3% discount. Okay. Selling price, marked price. If we get a discount of 25%, there is some selling price. If we get a discount of 16 2/3%, there is some other selling price. The difference between these two prices will be suppose this is SP dash, will be the increase in profit. Right? And therefore, what we can say is 16 2/3 is 16.67, which is 1/6 percentage into fraction. 25% is 1/4. Suppose we say the mark price is 24x. In the first case, we are giving 1/4 discount, which is 6x. So selling price will be 18x. In the second case, we are giving 1/6 discount, which is 4x. So selling price will be 20x. The difference between these two, 20x minus 18x, will be the increase in profit, that is given as 16, which means 2x is equal to 16, x is equal to 8 is what we have. Next, cost price of 12 articles is equal to the mark price of 8 articles. Now, marked price of one article is 24 into 8. So, marked price of 8 articles will be 8 into MP, which is 24 into 8 into 8. This is equal to the cost price of 12 articles. So 12 into CP, where CP is the cost price of one article. So from here we can write 12 2s are 24, 8 into 64 into 2. CP is 128, or cost price of one article is, cost price of each article is rupees 128 per article. So using the discount, difference in discount, we calculate the value of X, which gives us the mark price. Equating 8 MP is equal to 12 CP, we get the value of CP. Overall, let's say not a difficult question, a moderate level of difficulty. 2 steps involved, therefore moderate. About 2.5 minutes to solve. A trader marked a watch 40% above the cost price, gave a discount of 10% while selling it. If he made a profit of 468 net profit after paying a tax of 10% on the gross profit, find the cost price. First of all, using this, let us find the gross profit. There is a gross profit on which 10% tax is paid. So the profit decreased by 10%, and that will give us a net profit after tax. So I can say gross profit into 1 minus 10 upon 100 is equal to the net profit, which is 468. 52. 1 by 10. So this will be gross profit into 9 by 10 is equal to 468. 4 plus 6, 10, 18 divisible. 8, 9 5s are 45. 1 8 52, and therefore gross profit is 520. We also know that cost price, selling price, mark price. There is a trader marked the watch price 40% up. So there is an increase of 40% in the cost price to reach the mark price. There is a discount of 10% here, which leads to an overall profit of 520. If we take cost price to be 100x, 40% of 100x is 40, so mark price will be 140x. 40% more than 100x markup. On this, there is a discount of 10%. 10% of 140 will be 14. 140 minus 14 will be 126. 3640. So selling price is 126x. 10% discount on 140x, 126x. We know that selling price is equal to cost price plus profit 520 that we have calculated. So 26x is equal to 520, x is equal to 20. Find the cost price of the watch. Cost price of the watch will be 100 into 20, which will be 2000 rupees answer. Again, overall level of difficulty, I'd say easy to moderate, not more than 2 minutes to solve the question. You have to figure out the gross and net profit. Once that happens, it is a standard CP-SP-MP relationship. We can also use the formula for at this point for profit percent, markup percent, and discount percent. P percent is equal to M percent minus D percent minus M percent D percent upon 100. M is 40, D is 10. This will give us P percent, the value of P percent. And P percent of CP should be equal to the profit, which is 520. Once we have P, we can also calculate CP from there. But I thought for me this was a little more intuitive, and therefore I'm using this method. The price of phone is marked up by A%. After giving a discount of B% on the mark price, the seller gets a profit of C%. ABC are 5 to 1 in the ratio 5 to 1. So markup percent is 5x. Discount percent is 2x. And profit percent is x. 5 is to 2 is to 1, markup, discount, profit. The cost price of the phone is 12345. What is the approximate selling price of the phone? Now from here we can say profit percent is equal to markup percent minus discount percent minus M percent D percent upon 100. The successive percentage formula applied for PMD. So x is equal to 5x minus 2x minus 5x into 2x upon 100. So this becomes x is equal to 3x minus 5 2s are 10, x square upon 10, which means x square upon 10 is equal to 2x, x and x cancel, x is equal to 20, which means markup is 100%, discount is 40%, which means profit is 20%. Now, cost price is 12345, profit is 20%. 20% of 12345 will be 1 by 5 of 12345. If we divide this, 5 2s are 10, 2 3, 5 4s are 20, 3 4, 6 30, 4 5 9, 2469, and therefore selling price will be cost price 12345 plus profit 2469. So 9 plus 5 14, 4 1, 10 11 1 1, 4 3 7 8, 4 1 4 8 1 4 becomes the selling price in this case. Again, in terms of level of difficulty, I would say moderate question. The only thing is, since there is ratio given, it looks as if we'll get a quadratic equation. Therefore, the calculation looks a little difficult, but once you put in the formula, you realize it's a straightforward calculation, not more than about 2 minutes to solve the question. A car dealer made a profit of 10% in the year 2009 on a particular model. In 2010, he increased the selling price of the model by 10% due to a hike of 10% in the cost price. However, in 2011, he again increased the selling price by 10% despite a fall of 20% in the cost price over 2010. What is the profit percent on the model in 2011? So in 2009, we look at CPSP. I am assuming the cost price to be 100. It is given a dealer with a 10% profit. So 10% profit on 100 would mean selling price of 110. In 2010, what happened? Due to a hike of 10% in cost price, so 100 will increase by 10, become 110. What happened to selling price? The selling price is also increased by 10%. 10% of 110 is 11. 110 plus 11 is 121. So I've increased both prices by 10%. What happens in 2011? Cost price. Despite a fall of 10% in the cost price over 2010. 2010 cost price was 110, decreased this by 10%. 10% of 110 is 11, so 110 minus 11, which is 99 becomes the cost price. But he increased the selling price by 10%. Now 10% of 121, 11 cube 1331 is 12.1, and therefore the new price will be 121 plus 12.1, which is 133.1. What happens is, when the cost price was 100, we multiplied by 1.1, or 11 became 110. Again 1.1, 11 square, again 1.1, 11 cube, 1330. So this value could have been written directly as well. What is the profit percent here? Here profit is 133.1 minus 99, which will be 34.1. And cost price is 99. So profit percent is 34.1 upon 99 into 100. Now clearly 34.1 upon 100 would have been 34.1, but the denominator is just less than 100. and therefore the closest answer 34.44 will be the required profit percent. Clearly, I say this question is an easy question. All we have to do is assume a starting value and then just multiply changes, and the change is also increase or decrease of 10%, which is not difficult to solve. So, easy question, about 90 odd seconds to complete the question. Overall, if you look at the level of difficulty of this test, as I said initially, about a moderate level of difficulty, 6 to 7 would be a good attempt. Overall time about 22 minutes to solve. Which are the questions that I would look at? The questions that I would definitely look at in each test like this will be 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 10. Which are these questions? This question was a trick question, should have been left. A lot of us might actually have gotten this question wrong. Again, relation, not everyone is comfortable with linear relation and proportion relation, so might have left this as well. This was a definitely doable question. Basic change, percentage change, and then a value addition, simple equation solve. Similar to this one, I've done such a question before, so would attempt it every time it is in the exam. This I thought was an easy question. 3 different percentage changes, fit them into the formula or assume a value and then solve from there. Not very difficult to do. This again for the first time could be a little challenging. In the exam, may not be something that you might want to do. But yeah, so I'd say maybe towards difficult level of high level of difficulty could have been left. Definitely doable. Uh, Basic relationship between SPCP MP and then an equation. This also I thought was very doable because the numbers were pretty easy. 9 and 10, 9 might look a little difficult, but could have been done. 10 definitely should have been done. So yeah, for me, the questions will be 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. You could have put in 9 as well, so that attempt could have gone up to over 7. So these will be my questions in this test.